web radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to this week's version of Healthcare Insight, your
Okay, good morning, and everybody. And today I'm going to bring a guest, Feng, in later after our meditation. And I want to see if we talk about a little bit about the flow of energy, the health energy, flow of financial energy, flow of consciousness, flow of that potentiality, and there's a lot more. We're going to go into deep state of mind, and so that we can see our potential, we can see our energy, we can see our consciousness, we can see all of them flow together with the universal consciousness, with the universal original energy, with that projection of that original light source. Let's meditate. Take a deep breath. Listen to yourself. Feel every bit of your energy, your openness, your tightness, every bit of feel on your scalp, cervical cord, and the shoulder. Let's breathe deeply. Let your mind of consciousness be with the flow of your superconscious, your superficial conscious, your inner conscious of energy flow every 90 seconds of it. See the calmness. Observe the calm, that harmonious frequency flow within, flow with nature, flow with the cosmic conscious energy frequency. As we flow with calmness, as we flow with that serenity, as we flow in alignment with the universal conscious frequency, the energy of vibration. We see the coherence not only with the surrounding energy, with the human energy, but in frequency with the cosmic conscious energy vibration. That's when we call be with the nature, with the universe, be in oneness with the cosmos. Breathe deeply. This is just the introduction. As you go, you may get into more and more, deeper and deeper into that deep state of mind, of consciousness. Let's raise the hands up all the way to the sky. Okay, we're going to bring Dr. Liu in and talk about the flow of energy, the financial energy, the health energy, and the flow of the energy with the universe, that coherent vibration of that frequency is a very vital, very important, integrative part of our universal consciousness. Okay, Dr. Du, let's get into it, and I'm going to let you talk, and then we can discuss a little bit further and have this dialogue together. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, DeRu. Good morning, everybody. Today we talk about the energy flow. We know in the 3 dimension, everybody wants to get successful and happiness and finance and the peace. But how we can get our life is beautiful and get more and more energy to help us to get successful. So we have to know the energy come from where. In the 3 dimension, we know the energy comes from the home and the sunshine, from the sunshine. But in the whole universe, from 0 dimension to the n dimension, we know that every source is come from the n dimension and approach the infinity. There is every exists the source, include the consciousness, include all the mind, include everything in the 3 dimensions. The 3 dimension everything is a projection from a higher dimension. But where is higher dimension? The higher dimension in everybody inside space. Outside we observe everything is come from inside. That is just an image in the outside. The projection source is inside. So if we can control and change within the energy structure, we can to change the outside everything, like the way house, like the way finance, like the way our building. So the whole thing is the energy, but the energy have the three appear. One is the matter. When the energy wave to have the frequency is the same frequency and the same variable to the reference to the combined together, they can build up the energy structure. When the structure is project to 3 dimensions, they become our field everything. That inner energy structure is come to our mind. If we change the mind, we can change everything. But human cannot focus the mind in the point or in the every present. If we can in the every present, we can concentrate in the one mind. We can make the one image inside, and we can project them to the outside. So every outside appear is from our inside. So we have to practice how to concentrate, how to concentrate our mind and from our inside. So meditation and Tai Chi and yoga is to practice how we can concentrate use the one mind to lead our the entity. When we can concentrate on one thing, there is can project outside. But in the daily life, where everybody is very maxed our the mind, is like everything is combined together, can come together in our mind. It's very maxed. So we have to clear our mind. Like if we use the paper front of the eye, I just can see the information on the paper. When I move the paper from the front of my eye, I can see the three-dimension thing. The one dimension, like the line, is not beautiful enough. The two dimension is the face. In the two dimension, we can join the beautiful picture, beautiful painting. But if we can into the three dimension, we can into the picture. So if we upgrade the inner dimension, we can feel the more beautiful things in the world, in the universe. The higher dimension feeling, higher dimension space in the relationship, code name is heaven. So if we can in charge of the inner information, concentrate in our the consciousness, we can make everything. So that is true. Somebody like the DeRu can help us to how to get into our inner consciousness to adjust our the inner information, inner mind, to build up the beautiful energy structure, and then project to the outside. We can get successful. So that is a very very high technology. It needs the condition in the three dimensions. We have to build up the 5 conditions to get that. One is clear. We have to very clear of the mind. When the mind is clear enough, we can see in inner the information and can to change the inner information. The second one is the peace. They like the water phase. When the wave is a lot of waves, we cannot to see the bottom on the lake. When the phase is very peace, we can transformation from the face and see the bottom, everything. The 3 is respect. We have to respect with our higher dimension, because there is huge and huge and huger than our 3 dimension everything. There is more and more and more information in inner. So that is like in the face we have a infinity line. In the cubic we have the infinity of face. So there is surface. There is a very common thing. So when we upgrade of the dimension, we can get more energy, more high level of energy to control the lower level of energy. Like the come from south, we can change every energy. That is the theory how we can make the heighten life, make the every 3-dimension things we want. The 4 things is the image. The image is the mirror. We see every outside things like we watch a mirror. That is everything is come from our inside. If we inside is nothing, so the outside is nothing. So we have the different kind of the energy we can project to the different kind of things. So we can from outside the images to find out what's the image, what's the energy structure to block the wisdom. We can change and remove that block. That is our inside the energy. Energy is the block from our mind. The first thing is the level. The level is from the 3 dimension to 4 dimension to 5 dimension. When we upgrade our dimension inside, we can in charge more energy. So that is a theory, and we can do that in our inside. So meditation is tell us how to go to our inside. We can build up the image from inside, and we can observe our inside image. The inside image to build up the beautiful things. So we can guide our mind go to the more and more happiness and beautiful things, and we want to get the target. So that's
all right.
Yeah.
Basically, kind of continue talk about the frequency. Continue talk about the different levels of, let's say, dimension. Okay, and we live in this 3-dimensional world. If we want to do well, successfully in life, that means not only financially successful, but health successful, and energy successful, and in the bottom of heart, that the coherent with the universe, that harmony, that homeostasis, that qi got to be transparent. So that means you've got to get out of that 3-dimensional world, because the 3-dimensional world is from the 2-dimension. You have 3 dimension, you have 2 dimension, you have 1 dimension. 1 dimension, what he talked about is the one line. 2 dimension, so it's like a flat picture, and then sort of like you see the 3-dimensional world, and then the flat things is it's like a piece of paper and block you through, see the 3-dimensional world, and it's everything's flat. But when you take the paper out, you will see the 3-dimensional world is more beautiful. Each dimension is more beautiful than the other. What he talk about is the flow is better. And then you're going to, a lot of people talk about actually in this 3-dimensional world today, a lot of people talk about the 5th dimension. Actually, I heard people from New York talk about it, or I've heard people from New Jersey talk about it. I've heard of people from Miami, from Pakistan, from Los Angeles, from India, talk about a 3-dimensional world, a 5th-dimensional world. That means the people really want to wake up and rise above, and instead of fighting, instead of the division, instead of getting themselves so stressed out, get themselves so diseased, get themselves so much anxiety, they want to get out of it. So when you get out of it, you've got to get out of that 3-dimensional self-blockage, that's so to speak. What I say self-blockage is yourself block yourself. And you give yourself these emotions, you give yourself all this cloud, you give yourself all these spams, all these signals, and emotional signals, and all kinds of information that is really block yourself from upper dimension. So in that case, you've got to reach to the upper dimension. What he talked about is you must have the clarity. You must have the transmission. You have the clear line. The clear line, The line is communicated with the universe. The clear line communicated with the God, so to speak. Communicated with the Buddha, so to speak. Can we communicate with that original source, so to speak, the original light. And you tap into the upper consciousness, and you got to have the clarity, you got to have the straight line, you got to have the position, you got to have that clear image. That clear image come from the above, not from outside. So most time, what I talk about, that blockage is you look too much from outside. The outside is, what is the outside? It is the image. Here, all these images, all these outside images, all these demonstration images, all these chaotic images, all these TV images, all these fake news images, all this whatever, they all can say, my news is the right news, my news is the right news. And then they cut different things, you see the pictures. I now saw some of the pictures. And then they only cut half of the pictures. They block some of the pictures. And then when they broadcast, and they broadcast not the whole thing of that video clips. They broadcast partial of the clips. They give wrong. They put their own opinions into it. So you see partial images of things, and you begin to get that cut it, divide it, separate it, images, and you see things differently. So that means this is not a good reflection of the universe, reflection of the society, a reflection of yourself. So actually, it is self-blockage. When you get deeper, you don't see things that way anymore. The only way we want to get really, really into the high dimension is from internal, from inside. How do we from inside? Do from inside. You have the martial arts. The martial arts is let everything go without thinking, without forms, without all these chaotic thoughts. It's thoughtless. Karate, one of the most important things that karate talk about is thoughtless, imageless. Same thing as Kung Fu and meditation. And meditation is about the formless, it's about the imageless, it's about no doctrination, and no images. So get inside with that clarity, that communication, that line, get all the way to the original source, original light source, and that original projection. So when you get into that, and you must eliminate all these chaotic things, the authorities, the images, the news, the media, and the spams, the signals, the noises, the emotions. You've got to get out of that. Deep into the calmness, deep into the clarity of the mind, deep into that innermost consciousness. That means when you tap into the innermost consciousness, in resonance with that conscious matrix of the cosmos, with the original mind, so to speak, the universal mind, so to speak. That means your mind, your inner mind, is in connection with the universal mind, and then you build that common thread, that common line, and you tap into the fountain of that wisdom, the fountain of that consciousness, the fountain of original energy frequency. You are coherent with that frequency. Everything is flow. Everything flow. Your life will flow, your energy, your conscious energy, healthy energy, your financial energy. So not only you're successful in financial energy, but you're successful in health, in every part of your life. And so that's what we call the emotional bank account, the financial bank account, the energy bank account. So all that is going to be balanced. So that's what he talked about. That's what from my point of view, to further explain in American language, in my own language, and that's what it is. And when we want to successful in every part of life, not just the financial life, a lot of people successful. As I told you, a lot of my friends are very successful in finance. There are billions and billions of dollars. However, they have so much fear. The fear they lose money, the fear they get into this trouble, the fear the company is not going well, the fear they lose billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars daily because of this, because of that. So they got into the fear. They're not into the flow. How we change that? That's what I'm doing. How do we change that fear? How do we change that chaotic thinking? How we change that emotion? How we change that indoctrination? How we change that old thoughts, that fearful thoughts, into harmony, into clarity, into that mind with the clarity, the mind in resonance with the universe. All that fear is gone. So when the fear is gone, you must get into the frequency, the universal frequency. When the fear is gone, you must be not only coherent with the frequency, but be part of that frequency and be in touch with the frequency and tap into that fountain of that intelligence and into that original source of light. So that's very, very important, not only theoretically, but in action. That's what I'm doing, in action, in actual practice of that meditation, actual practice of that silence, actual practice of that deep meditative state of mind. That's what we talk about. Thank you, Dr. Liu. Please.
Yeah. We are inner the result in the higher dimension, in the n dimension, and go to the polar infinity is a very pure energy. There is nothing. It's a very, very pure. Why we get the different kind of energy in the three dimensions, like the grid and the heat and the solid. These three things is a block of the consciousness with our high dimension. The grid and the heat and solid is come from the speed energy. So energy is in the universe is one thing. It's a whole. It's a 整体 is a whole thing. But we have the different mind to speed them. So we become the inside the pollution. The inside pollution is like the heat, like the stubborn. In the three dimensions, we get the highest energy is love. The love is the biggest energy in the three dimensions. So the love has two parts. One is no split. It's no funny, no difference. And another thing is just put out, not get in. The love is from inner to the outside. So if we know the love is come from our inside, so we can protect everybody. If we go to the give the love, we can protect everybody. Give to love. If we just only want to get the love. So we can project that everything is want to get the love. The love is not the self. So the flow, energy flow, is from our inside to the outside. If we just want to get the energy from outside, we cannot get every successful. That's all.
Okay. Basically, we talk about over here. I have the similar view with him, and during this pandemic, and we have a lot of let's say the virus is survival in a certain temperature, but because of the frequency of energy is so chaotic, the energy is so low. Our energy is so low. It's such a chaotic formula that doesn't coherent with each other, doesn't give enough dynamic, pure energy frequency to eliminate that virus, because it's so chaos. The virus can get into us easily. However, when you have such a beautiful frequency, that frequency is so coherent with the universe, that produces sufficient heat, that pure heat instead of chaotic heat. Chaotic heat is damage to the body, but a pure heat that are in harmonious frequency with the universe eliminate any virus. That's why one of the doctors, I remember, when she said that she believed everybody should be healed. And then she did. She has 300 of patients she treated, and everybody healed. Why? But why other people so many people died? It is that frequency. That's what I see. Because she believed that everybody can be healed. Because she already set up that frequency. Do you understand? The black lady I saw on this video clip, and there's not a single person died, because she believed that frequency. That I believe biology is very important. When you believe that and your frequency is set up into that formula, even though it is not a thing, it cannot be, it's not visible, but it is there. It is the potentiality. That potentiality is there, and from that potentiality, you form that formula, that pure formula in resonance with the universe consciousness. So that frequency is set, and then everybody come into that frequency in resonance with that frequency. They don't have problems. Everybody survived. That's a lot. She treated over 300 of them, and everybody survived. That speaks something. That is evidence of what we talk about, the pure frequency. When you get into that pure frequency, and then everybody and into that frequency, and all these outside equipment, all the outside that appearance, all this equipment, all these things are just secondary, because you already said that a pyramid bar is set. Everybody comes here must survive. That is the energy. That is the sign. That is the belief. That is the consciousness direction. It's set, and everybody go through, and everybody get into that belief. Everybody get into that frequency. Everybody in resonance with each other, and then all the accomplishment will realize. Just like we did one time, and with a group of people. So everybody get $100, but the end of the 3 months, you've got to get $5,000. Otherwise, you don't pass. People say find anything, because that's the basic parameter. 5,000. You've got to have 5,000. End of the 3 months. We'll give you 3 months, and you have $100. Everybody get $100. Everybody must have $5,000 on the table by the time you finish. Oh, people thinking, that's the only thing they can do in order to pass. So everybody work. They try it every way they can think about, and 20 people. You know how many people passed? 18 people passed 5,000. Only 2 people, because they didn't believe they can pass. Because they started without belief they cannot pass, but they did it. But the 18 people passed. That's a big percentage of people passed. The $5,000. You understand? The minimum is $5,000. So you can see, you set up the parameter, and that's what they work on. And then the consciousness, the beliefs, everything, they're moving towards that direction. And then they're happy. They're very happy to pass that. And then they get a different way. The 2 people get so gloomy. Why? Because they put everything negative. Everything they put, why they cannot pass. What is the problem they have? They put all the negative things. They find thousands of reasons they cannot pass. And these people pass, they find 1,000 reasons they can pass. You see? It's the energy frequency they work with. That's what it is. So, all these things is not external. External, you find reasons. But the internal, you find that frequency. You find the formula. You find from the formulas the potentiality, the infinite potentiality. And then you find images. From the potentiality, formulas to forms and to images. And you conceive that images, and you see the images, and you act on the images, and you just happily accept, and with the grace, with the gratitude. That's how it works. Not only financially you accomplished, and then you accomplished with the happiness, with the joy. And that will also help you to boost up your immune system, boost up your happiness, boost up your joy, boost up your endorphins, boost up your serotonin production. That's what it is. It's everything in the what we call harmonious cycle, harmonious frequency cycle. Thank you, Dr. Liu. And let's keep going.
Yeah. In our today, if we want to get successful in our career, we have to think more energy in our system, because everything in this 3 dimensions appear and happen. The reason is the energy vibration together. So everybody, if you can continue to wider to put the wider out the inner frequency, because everybody the energy frequency have the band. If we can widen out the frequency we inside, we can get more energy vibration together with us. So that is very important. So the people in this world have to continue to widen our frequency band. So we can get the more energy support. We can continue to get the more energy join our career. We can have the more friends. We can get the more information with our system to vibration together. So everybody to do the meditation have the two directions. One is that in the 3 dimension, we have to continue to write down our frequency. In the horizontal, in the vertical, we have to upgrade our dimension. So these two directions is important for the human. If we can continue to do the meditation, we can in the 3 dimension we get more energy support, and we can get more higher dimension energy to project and to adjust 3 dimension energy. So that is two directions. It's very important. So
Wonderful, wonderful. What you talk about is, we talk about it, Dave, about reach out, get more people support the station, for example. That is from what? Not only from the creation. One creation is we call vertical, heighten the consciousness, and get more frequency, and with the universe, and then production. We call production. We call creative. Another way is, and also creative. Another way is called horizontal expansion. That means you expand more and more people. More people have similar frequency. More people reach. And the people who have stagnant finance, for example. Let's say you want finance. Okay, a lot of people have very stagnant financial problems. There are problems. And you have a lot of people who have money, but they have money problems. Why? Because they lose money every day. Why? They have billions of dollars lose. And when they have changed their money and for good use, and then the financial energy begin to cycle. You understand? Is one is dead energy, financial energy. One is circular energy. That's what I work on. So that means we need to expand the consciousness. So that financial energy, that health energy, that conscious love, that compassion, that harmony, they need to expand. Expanding the consciousness, vibration, the frequency. So expand more and more people, 1,000, 20,000, 30,000, 1 million, 20 million, 50 million, reach out. That vibration of that frequency, you have so many people vibrate together with that frequency. You understand? Oh, that frequency is so strong. They'll automatically reach out to the universe because that frequency is too strong to ignore by any dimension, that reach out to the universe. Because if you sick people, you have very, very light, very, very weak vibration. You cannot reach anywhere. You have a lot of fighting frequency because so chaotic, they cancel each other. Do you understand? Because you talk this, they cancel each other. Just like I do fight on the ring. You fight so much, nobody see who is winning. Why? Because they do the chaos. So when the one person is really, really clear definition of the kicking, punching, wrestling, grappling, it's domination. You see clearly that's the winner. Same thing as us. We do the frequency. It is about the energy. It is the energy frequency. When the energy frequency is so chaotic, they all cancelled. Nothing reach out. Nothing reach to the universe. That means nothing to reach to God. Because you are so chaotic, you cannot decide which is which. Nobody knows what is what. So only when people begin to come to expand that harmonious frequency together, they can begin to reach out. Just like the winning of the political winning, same thing. You have so many people vibrate together that are clear notation, clear message, and you have totally different with the chaotic message. So that expansion is important, that horizontal expansion. That means people meditate together, give this clear image, clear message and then reach out that information to more and more people. And everybody has clear concept, clear message, clear information, clear understanding. And then that message will send out. Heighten our energy frequency and heighten up to all this from the internal being and reach out to the universe consciousness, to the original source of the light, the original source of that energy conscious matrix of the cosmos. And then that's how everything flows together. That's how it works. Thank you, Dr. Liu. Now please go ahead.
Yeah. In our life, the one person, if he is wake up, he will become the person he wants to meet. So, because you are the projection, you are the projector, and you are the projector self. You have the things you can project to the outside. So you meet everybody is come from you inside. If you want to become, you want to meet the good man, good woman, you have to in your inside become like that people. So if you have the enough love, you can project to the everybody with the love, to put the love, to give you love. If you only want to get love, so you can meet a lot of people is want to get love from you. So this is a very very interesting. It's because of the normal people want to get love from outside, from the humans, from the different people, but the wake up the people is clearly know that everything is come from his inside. He become the love because if he is beautiful and become the love, you can protect everybody around him. That everybody is with the love. So this is important. If we want to get more, we have to give out. If we give out our inside energy, we can get a lot of people give us the energy from them. So this is in this world in 3 dimensions, we get the successful, very important thing. Thank you.
Good. Okay. What let's talk about is I remember when I get a car. Okay. One time I remember I want to see somebody told me the Mercedes was very, very strong. Very strong car. And I was a student. I was a student at the University of South Alabama. I said, well, I'm going to get a Mercedes. People say, that's too expensive. You cannot get a Mercedes. And then I say, I want to get a Mercedes. And then I see Mercedes everywhere. Everywhere is a Mercedes. I said, God, I said, never seen a Mercedes. He said, everywhere is Mercedes. And then within 2 months, and I saw a little piece of paper. It says Mercedes for sale. $600. $600 for sale. I said, okay, I'll buy it. So as a student, $600, I can afford it because I work at this university. So I called them, and then he said, well, I have this problem. I haven't driven for the last 10 years. You can have it. I'll give you $600. So I have it. Okay. Then I'll get the repair and probably spend $100, $700. And that Mercedes, 1986 Mercedes, I drove for about 10 years. And later on, people say like a tractor Mercedes, so sometimes I had a little bit problems here and there. But I drove for 10 years. That's pretty good. And eventually, I remember somebody called me from Mobile, and when I was in New Orleans, Atlanta, for Thanksgiving. It was raining so hard. Bob called me, and he could not get up from his kitchen because he was peeing in his kitchen. His back hurt so much. He said, Shifu, can you come to help me out? I said, I know you can treat backs well. And then I could not get out. And I had a hernia disc. I didn't do surgery. And then I tried to avoid it. And I want to see if you can have a look at it. But before I talk to you, and then now I cannot, I'm collapsing. I just could not get out. I pee twice in my kitchen. I just could not get up. And I had to drive all the way, and from Atlanta, I already got a hotel and drove back to New Orleans without a Mercedes. And in the middle of the road, and there was a hydro plant, and my car flew into the sky, into the woods, broke 5 trees. It was very strong Mercedes. the car was fine, and I was fine, and 5 big trees, and then the cops came and they didn't write me a ticket. They just it's nature, it's okay. Just go. We try to get you to a shop. I said, well, drop back. I drove back without a car, without wheels. Actually, the flat tire. I drove all the way back to Mobile to treat Bob, and it took me probably about 20 minutes. He never had a problem since. That was 20 years ago. Never, ever had a problem since. We have another student. I treated a lot of thousands of backs in my life. And that was people call me back specialist. I do better backs than anybody in the United States. I can guarantee that one. Without the surgeries. And all of them were supposed to have surgeries. David had supposed to have surgeries. And Bob was supposed to have surgeries. There was a child recently, and he just had interviews with PBS. I told you PBS is going to do a short film on me, and he had an interview with the PBS, talk about how I treated his backs. He's supposed to have 2 surgeries, correct his backs. He didn't have none. He didn't have any surgeries, and I treated him for one time only. I never had a problem since. And then we can get into that in the future about the back problems. And then I'm going to talk maybe a spatial talk just for backs. And what we say, he says that consciousness is very important, that frequency is important, and what do you project? That's what you get. Okay, let's say you want a beautiful woman. You always project a beautiful woman. If you want the love, you ought to project the love. If you want a good company, you project a good company. Is what do you project outside? You reflect yourself and project yourself from outside. Let's say Bob wants to project a lot of healthy people and wealthy people, and get a lot of a good financial circulation, and then your inner being must project that outside, everything from the within. That's what it is. That's what Dr. Liu is talking about also. That's what I was talking about, the universe, circulation. Thank you, Dave.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
The disease of addiction is a life-altering challenge, not just for the person